Ever get to the top of that mountain you've been climbing just to realize the view isn't what you expected?
It happens.
We put so much energy into achieving goals, but then we hit them and nothing.
Yeah, you get that feeling.
Like we're still missing something.
Yeah, and so many people reach out to me and say this. I hit all my targets but still feel empty.
So what's the deal?
Today we're going to take a deep dive into why that happens.
And most importantly, how to find real fulfillment beyond just checking things off a list.
It's not about the destination, but the journey itself.
By the end of this, you'll understand how to find lasting satisfaction in every area of your life.
Career, finances, relationships, you name it.
It's so easy to get caught up in chasing those big milestones, you know?
It is.
The promotion, the dream house, the perfect relationship.
And then you get there and
You think that's going to be IT.
it doesn't quite.
It's going to bring you happiness.
That doesn't bring that lasting happiness.
Then you're like, wait, now what? So it's like that saying, it's about the journey, not the destination.
It is.
But how do we actually put that into practice?
It starts with recognizing that those external achievements, those outcomes, they don't really address those deeper needs that we have.
So it's almost like putting a Band-Aid on a deeper wound.
Precisely. It might offer some temporary relief, but it doesn't heal the underlying issue.
Okay, so what does?
It's about shifting our focus. Instead of chasing those outcomes, we need to cultivate a way of living that aligns with our values, that allows us to grow and to find joy in the process itself.
Okay, so not abandoning goals altogether, but just approaching them with a different mindset.
Yeah, it's about asking yourself, why is this goal important to me? And how can I pursue it in a way that feels authentic and meaningful?
Okay, I like that. So how do we find this way that you're talking about? What does that actually look like?
Well, first you have to know yourself. What matters to you? What guides your actions?
Sounds like some deep self-reflection is in order.
It is. It is. Okay.
But once you have a sense of your values, you can start to align your actions with them.
So it's not just setting goals, it's making sure they're in harmony with who we are at our core.
Exactly. It's about living intentionally.
Yeah.
And that can be applied to every single area of your life.
Okay, so let's break that down. What does finding your way look like in a specific area like your career?
Instead of thinking of your career as just a means to an end, a paycheck, or a fancy title, consider it a path for self-discovery, for meaningful contribution.
Less about climbing the corporate ladder and more about crafting a path that, uses your passions and your values.
Exactly. It might mean exploring those paths, less traveled developing skills that you enjoy, using prioritizing work that makes an impact.
Sounds a lot more fulfilling than just chasing that corner office.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
But it does require a mindset shift. You might need to redefine what success means to you.
Instead of focusing on those external things.
Yeah, focus on the growth. Focus on the learning.
So find fulfillment in the day-to-day work itself, not just the results. And recognizing that every effort that you make contributes to a larger purpose.
Makes sense. Okay, now what about finances? How does this all apply to money matters?
Well, with finances, it's so easy to get caught up in the more.
Right.
But what if we shifted our focus from simply accumulating wealth to aligning our resources with our values?
So instead of the number in our bank account, we're thinking about what that money lets us do.
Exactly. It might mean creating a budget that reflects those priorities, supporting causes you care about, making mindful spending choices. It's about using your financial resources as a tool
to create the life you want, not just the life you think you're supposed to have.
Yeah, and it's about taking control, aligning your financial decisions with your values and your goals.
Okay, so we've covered career and finances. What about health?
With health, it's easy to get caught in a trap, focusing only on those external outcomes. Weight loss, perfect physique, those perfect health markers.
Right.
But what if we thought about it more holistically?
What would that look like?
Well, instead of viewing exercise as a chore, as punishment, think of it as self-care, appreciating your body.
It can be fun too.
It can. And choose activities you enjoy that make you feel good physically and mentally. And when it comes to nutrition, nourish your body.
So listen to your body and give it what it needs.
Yes. And that includes prioritizing sleep, managing stress, and cultivating a positive mindset. It's about treating your body with kindness.
Powerful shift in perspective. Instead of forcing ourselves into a mold, we're nurturing our bodies and minds from the inside out.
Exactly. Appreciate what your body can do. Be grateful for your well-being.
I like that. Now, what about relationships?
We all crave those deep connections.
Yes.
But so often we get caught up in finding the perfect partner. instead of focusing on building genuine connections.
So it's more about finding someone who shares your values and who you can grow with.
Yeah, choosing partners who inspire you to be your best self.
Sounds like a much healthier approach.
But it does mean being honest about what you value in a partner and putting in the effort.
Not about finding someone who completes you, but someone who complements you.
Yeah.
Who you can go through life with, through the good and the bad.
A partnership where both individuals feel seen, heard, and supported.
This has been so insightful. We've covered so much: career, finances, health, relationships.
It all comes back to that way of living.
But it's not always easy, right? What about when fear, doubt, and uncertainty creep in?
Oh, it happens to all of us. And we'll talk about that after a quick break.
Stay with us.
We'll be right back.
Okay, so embracing the journey, finding that way, it's key to feeling truly fulfilled.
Yeah.
But as you mentioned, it's not always easy.
It's not.
What about when that fear creeps in?
Oh, fear is a big one.
A fear of failure.
Especially the fear of failure.
It can stop us from taking chances, from trying anything new.
Yeah, and it's so common. But we can learn to see it differently.
Okay, so how do we deal with that fear?
Instead of thinking of failure as this huge setback, what if we see it as valuable feedback?
So it's not about avoiding failure altogether. It's about how we see it.
Exactly. Every time we think we've failed, it's a chance to learn, to adjust, to grow. And it's about focusing on the effort, the progress, not just the result. So celebrate those little wins along the way.
I like that. Celebrate the small wins.
They matter.
They do.
Yeah.
But what about when our motivation starts to fade?
Oh, that's normal too.
It is.
It is.
Okay, good.
We all hit those points where we just feel stuck.
So how do we keep going? How do we stay committed to our way when things get tough?
Go back to your why. Why did you even start on this path to begin with? What values are guiding your actions? When you reconnect with your purpose, you reignite that passion and energy.
Tapping back into that initial spark.
Exactly. And remember, this is not a solo mission. Find your people. A supportive community can make all the difference.
So find your tribe, right? People who understand your journey.
Who encourage you, hold you accountable, and offer fresh perspectives.
I love that. Now, what about when we feel lost?
Uncertainty.
Yeah.
That's a big one, too.
It is. What happens when we just don't know what to do next?
Uncertainty is part of any journey, especially when you're moving away from those rigid outcomes and choosing a more flexible path. But instead of being scared of it, see it as a chance to explore, to experiment.
So be open to new possibilities.
Yes. Try new things. Step outside your comfort zone. And don't be afraid to change direction as you learn and grow. There is no right path. It's about finding what works for you.
That's so freeing, knowing there's no one-size-fits-all approach.
And you don't have to do it all on your own. Ask for help. Find a mentor, a coach, or talk to a trusted friend.
Someone who's been there before.
Someone who can offer guidance and support.
This has been such a great conversation, shifting our focus from outcomes to the journey itself.
It's a game changer.
Finding fulfillment in every area of life.
And we've talked about real strategies for dealing with the challenges that come up along the way.
Absolutely.
Okay, so to wrap things up, is there one small step our listeners can take today to start putting all of this into practice?
Well, they could start by thinking about one core value that really speaks to them, and then how to bring that value into their everyday decisions.
Right.
Or maybe set a small goal that aligns with that value.
So take action.
Yeah, a step towards living more intentionally with more purpose.
Love it. It's all about those little consistent actions.
They add up to big transformations.
They do. Before we go, any final words of wisdom?
Remember, it's a journey, not a destination. And it's about becoming the best version of yourself.
It is.
And it all starts with that first step.
Yeah. So what's one small step our listeners can take today to start putting all of this into practice?
Well, I think a great starting point is to connect with other people.
Yeah.
Find those like-minded individuals who are on a similar path.
Find your people. Yes. Because you're not alone in this.
It's about building that support system.
It is.
That encourages you to grow.
Exactly. We're all on this journey together, learning and evolving.
Striving to create a life that truly feels meaningful.
Yeah.
Well, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for sharing all these incredible insights with us.
Oh, it's been my pleasure. I hope your listeners find it valuable.
I know they will. And to our amazing listeners, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive.
Yes, thank you.
We hope this has inspired you to embrace the journey and find that true fulfillment in every area of your life. If you enjoyed this episode, please hit that like button And subscribe to our channel for more insightful conversations. And be sure to leave a comment below. We love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, keep exploring, keep growing, and keep embracing that beautiful journey.